Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Allison.
What is it you're thankful for when the moon shines on your glass at night? And after everything that's happened left you broken and beaten down, you're out of fight. Hey, I think you lost your way. I don't know if I can save you before this levee breaks and they close the gates. And as I take in every breath, my heart will take another step. You've got no clue what these walls would say. There's nothing left but to believe after everything we've seen in time. So tell me, who is it you're banking on when reality comes crashing down? In the former self who would have fought through all this mess, it can't be found. Hey, I think you lost your way. I don't know if I can save you before this life raft breaks and you're cast away. And as I take in every breath, my heart will take another step. You got no clue what these walls would say. There's nothing left but to believe after everything we've seen in time. Yeah. As I take in every breath, my heart will take another step. You got no clue what these walls would say. There's nothing left but to believe after everything we've seen in time. We'll miss you every for my heart to hold. I'll try to hold you up, but I can feel my muscles tiring. It's too heavy for my heart to hold, for my heart to hold.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Crushed it, dude. Fuck.
What is up, dwellers? Welcome to episode 51 of We Hope This Finds You Well with Rob, Chuck, and Jimmy. What's up, guys?
What's going on, buddy?
What up?
What up, what up? Tonight we have two very special guests with us, the BA brothers, Brandon,
Hey.
hey, and Brian.
Howdy.
Endearingly referred to as Little BA.
That's fun.
Or just Brian.
If
you
we could go with
nasty.
either or, but I might go with Brian actually.
Okay.
Just
Whatever.
Sophisticated a little bit.
keep it real.
So, Brian is going to perform some a little live set for us later. Couple songs. or whatever. Half a song. I don't
Little
care
solo
what it is.
set. I might come in on percussion. I don't know, bang on the table or something.
Yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens.
I'm going to sing the backups. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be a whole thing. I'm not really.
All right. Well, Brandon was on the podcast before.
Yes, this is a return for Brandon.
I was on early in the pandemic when we were all Zooming.
Yeah, we
did Zoom that one too, didn't we?
yeah,
Yes,
that was
we
a
did.
that was a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Brandon dropped us off some of his home brews.
Oh yeah.
They were very delicious.
You know what was odd
awesome.
though, dude, is you didn't drop any off to me while I was in Texas. That was pretty shitty.
I guess I could have mailed them, but
Shipping's a bitch, dude. Well, sucks to be you, nerd.
All right, so Jimmy, you got the outline. What are we going to go over tonight?
Well, I just wanted to introduce them first. So how do we meet Brian? I guess we all met Brian through Brandon. So Brian, when do you remember meeting us? Really, I guess is the thing, because I've known Brandon since, for fuck's sake, first grade,
yeah,
preschool,
first
something,
grade, kindergarten, something like that.
somewhere like that.
Yeah, so actually, Jimmy, I probably met you before I met these guys, because you and Brandon were friends early on, and I think that you came to sleep over our house a few times.
Fuck yeah, sleepovers.
Yeah,
That's cute. That's
yeah,
cute.
like building
build
like
forts?
couch forts and shit like that.
Oh,
yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I specifically remember a time when you guys were doing that. But definitely when I was in elementary school, I think I met Chuck and Rob when you guys all started getting more into skating and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
But yeah, I mean, I could never wait until like you guys would come over, and I just loved hanging out with you guys. I thought Brandon and his friends were always so cool, and
We weren't.
We were.
We always thought you were the coolest too. That's why we always were like,
No,
yes,
we
you
thought
come
this
with us.
was like a child prodigy who knew how to fucking shred on guitar.
We knew. We didn't think we knew.
Yeah, I would come over and just watch you play, and you were just this little thing. You're what, 3-4 years younger than us?
3 years, yeah, and like I'm sure that was annoying for Brandon, just like me always trying to hang out with you guys, but man, it was a blast.
Sometimes annoying.
He
but,
wasn't
like,
really.
I think I was like proud too when like you could play guitar and it was
Yeah.
like, it was like shit that we listened to and you could play it, and you and Godish would like. I remember one time we went to Godish's house and you guys were like playing in his garage.
Yes.
And you
that was
had what was his name? Anthony Sinetti was
Oh,
on
yeah.
Who
drums.
can shred on the drums?
Yeah.
Me and Brandon on vocals doing a little TBS.
Yeah, like TBS and brand new
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I want to say we did Ghost Man on third. Was that one you guys played?
We didn't play that song.
What was
You made that up.
Played,
Definitely
what was
TBS
it?
though.
the one after that then, or before that?
Great Romance.
Yeah,
of the,
that's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yep. Yeah, we played that. We played Cute Without the E. I think that's most of what we knew.
I remember when you guys, it was like Godish. I feel like it was Godish and you and maybe James Donachie played in Verona on like the
Yeah, that
on
was
Yeah,
on
the
like
Fall
show.
Fest.
That was
dude.
the first show
That was
I ever
fucking
played,
awesome.
man.
That was awesome. You guys were young as shit.
Yeah, we were in ninth grade. That was crazy. Like, I was so nervous.
It was basically like kind of like to paint the picture. It was like the town, like our town of Verona. It was like the
Town square.
What was it, like a 4th of July
Yeah,
or
it was a
something of
fall
that nature?
festival.
Fall festival.
Yeah.
And so they brought in like an 18-wheeler that was like a big ass stage and
Yeah, that
had
was
like
sweet.
lights and all of that shit on it. And they let you guys play. I think maybe the Switch played as well.
Yep.
But-
There's another local band. I think SF Fire Hydrant, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow,
They
that's a
eventually
throwback.
turned into what the hell did their name ended up becoming? It wasn't FS5 or wasn't it? Regardless, but that was cool as shit though. It was. There's so many fucking people there and shit. You got to play like in your hometown in front of all these fucking people
Yeah, that was crazy.
in a full-on stage with full-on lights and shit. It was dope.
Yeah, I remember, like, Andy and I couldn't sing very well. Like, I'm still not great at singing, but, like, I had no idea what I was even doing back then, and man, it just
Took giant fucking balls though, dude. Giant ass balls.
How did you
Yeah.
learn how to play guitar? I mean, are you self-taught, or did you take lessons? Do you play anything else? Do you play like piano or anything like that?
not really. So Brandon started taking lessons, and so
Didn't
that's
last long.
I
that's
remember that. You
Way
had like a
too
red
hard.
Strat, right?
Stick with being an athlete, dude.
Yeah. I didn't last too long.
Yeah, so a guy named Daryl Novak at pianos and stuff, who has since passed away actually, we both took lessons from him. Brandon first and then me second. And so we had a guitar, and I wanted to do everything he did, and so yeah, he gave it up, but I kind of just stuck with it.
Yeah, you found your thing.
I gave it up because I would go week after week and be like, okay, work on Twinkle Twinkle again. Like, obviously I wasn't good. I was not progressing, but I didn't practice either. So what? I guess that's to be expected.
That's the thing. You got to put some time into it.
But dude, like I remember at like a super young age, you were recording with like Pro Tools and shit in your basement, and like you were always like staying with that shit constantly. I literally, I think I still had up until a little while ago. I think through the moves a couple times it got fucked up, but I still had, what's it called, like Hometown Loser or something. It was one of your early songs, but it was on like a CDR. It had a whole bunch of your songs on it. I wish I still had it, but it
I still have those songs.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really awesome.
Yeah, there were 4 of them on there. I remember giving you that CD.
Do you still use Pro Tools, or what's your?
I do.
Is that your audio workstation of choice?
Yeah. So just because I've been using it for so long, I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of what kept me going.
Well, I know Jim Adkins has always been a huge proponent of Pro Tools. Like, I don't know if you ever listened to the podcast he did during quarantine, but he talks about all that shit. It's pretty cool.
Who is that?
Jim Adkins.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, dude, unlike me, who never practiced when I started for a little bit, Brian was like always on the damn guitar, like, and still to this day, like when I was in college, I'd come home and he'd just be on that guitar all the time.
Well, that's what it takes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what the turning point was for me. So like I was learning from that same stupid book that you were, and it was like all those stupid songs, and it's not that those songs were like easier than shit that you would actually want to play. It's that they were following a stupid book that like no one wants to play those songs. And so I got a hold of a different book, and I was like, dude, can we learn from this instead? Because it was like power chords and shit like that. And then not long after that, I found Tabit, which had like Get Up Kids and stuff like that on it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then I was like, oh shit, like I can actually play some of these songs.
And Tabit had like where you could play along with like a drum track and shit too.
Yeah.
It was like Nintendo sounding kind of sort of.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could play along with it, and you could write your own songs on there.
Well, that's kind of like the one we found, Songster.
Okay.
Which it's tablature, but it plays like a generic audio track along with it, which makes it so much more easy than just trying to read through it, playing along with it.
Yeah, I've never seen that, but like I think
it's a Songster with 3 R's.
Okay. But yeah, I think Tabit now, like that's it's so old school. They're not updating it or anything anymore. But still, I still use that sometimes to write shit out. And but I'll have to check out Songster. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's
for a dope like me, at least.
You have it on your Mac?
Yeah, you can just go to their website and play it right through the website, or they have an app on the phone too.
Oh, okay, sweet. Oh, so that's some next level shit. The updated.
Yeah, I use it. It's really handy actually.
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
So what songs did you first start playing?
So the first one I learned on Tabit was All the Small Things, actually, by Blink.
Little Blank.
Yeah.
Little bit.
And like just the fact that I could play even some of that, like that was enough to keep me going. And
Little ego boost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it just like ignites
got
that little
this.
flame. You're like,
Yeah,
oh fuck, if I can do
exactly.
this,
That was
I bet I
cool.
can do this one.
Right.
Yeah, because they were on the radio and shit, and you're like, wow.
Well, yeah, and Tom writes some pretty cool riffs. Like,
Sure, of course. Blake was great songs to play. That's what I would do back in the day, as much as I could.
You're a drummer though. It's a little different for you.
It's
Like
a
not
hell of
shitting
a
on not shitting on Blink, but kind of sort of shitting on Blink. Like at playing guitar and bass and stuff. Like once you get a little bit older, especially like all the small things, it's just fucking cringy as shit. Like as a grown person.
Yeah, yeah.
So like the we hope this finds you well. Like we were a band, right? Because we should be, and we played a couple Blink songs, and the whole time it feels really fucking. It's like it's awkward. Is all I'm saying.
I disagree with that completely. I think they're so much fun to play.
That was one of the better songs that we were able to cover, though.
I don't disagree. It sounded good, but it's just like it's weird.
We also did an
we're old as
NoFX
fuck.
cover.
I don't
and I'm
like
surprised
you
how
talk
good we
about
were.
this weirdness a lot, but I don't subscribe to it like you do. I just enjoy.
I'm not telling you that you don't have to like it, Charlie. We've digressed. Sorry.
Oh no, it's a natural flow of conversation.
So, what other bands do you like to play?
Now, oh man, I don't play along with a lot of music these days. It's mostly just writing songs and playing them. But when I go back and jam to stuff, it's usually like Saves the Day or something like that.
Respect.
Samesies.
Yeah, just I don't know. There was something about Saves the Day that it's fun to rock to. I'll jam the Blink sometimes too. There's some songs on Dude Ranch and Enema of the State that they're just fun to play.
No, they're definitely fun to play. I like to shit on things randomly sometimes,
Yeah,
and it
Enema of the
bums Chuck
State-
out every now and again.
Well, I think the thing about that too is like, yeah, a lot of those songs are super easy, but I think a lot of people underestimate like the value of just writing catchy songs. Too.
Absolutely, definitely.
And like, yeah, there's a lot of people who can shred, but
Yes.
you listen to their
Yes.
songs and they're
Do you-
like not that good.
I was thinking about that the other day. It's like
Yes.
all these dudes that can like super shred that you see on like Instagram and stuff now, and it's like really impressive and shit. Like there's this one band that I wish I could think of, but they're all a bunch of like really artsy, really fucking amazing musicians. But like you listen to the song, you're like, oh, I can't really like enjoy this really truly. It's like too complex. There's too much shit going on. And I feel that way with like most bands that have like heavy duty solo-y crazy shit all over the place. It's just too busy.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, Brian, because I agree 100,000,000%, 100 million. Because when I was on Pod Rock podcast, we kind of talked
Pod Rock.
about that a little bit. Pod Rock. It's like, it's one thing to be technically proficient. That's awesome and good for you. And sometimes it sounds amazing, but like,
It is super impressive too.
don't forget the hooks, man, because that's what you need.
That's why Coheed is so awesome, because they bring you back in. They got
That's
Yeah.
true. They bring
Yeah.
you right
Best
on back
of both
in.
worlds.
best of both
worlds.
worlds. They shred, but they bring you back in with the hooks.
Yep.
It's true.
It's true. It's
Sorry,
true.
we nerd out for like hours about Coheed on this podcast.
Yeah, so I agree with that about Coheed though. Like they're actually really good at their instruments, but also write good music.
100%. Or what did Charlie? What did you just say? A bajillion percent?
I think I said 100,000,000%.
Oh shit. Okay, so 100,000,000%. For
Yeah,
sure.
it wasn't that much.
It was a fucking okay.
Especially in like in the like punk emo genre, like I think that's kind of rare actually.
That's definitely true for sure.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Even, I mean, no effects.
But it never lacks the heart though. Like even though it doesn't have that angle, it never lacks the heart. The same like it's just done in different ways, which I tend to like better for some reason though. Just saying.
So,
Well, I mean, a lot goes into the emotion behind it too. If you can, project that through your music and your lyrics,
For sure.
it doesn't really matter what it sounds like or what the quality is even.
That's 100% true.
that is true.
True.
Yeah, like if you listen to the first Get Up Kids album, I mean, they supposedly they recorded that in like a few days,
I
and
think it was 2 days.
That's amazing.
yeah, and I mean that album is amazing.
It's my favorite.
We just saw them. It was awesome.
And
Yeah, and they played that.
6
They
Minute
played-
Mile, right?
It was fucking awesome.
Well,
yeah.
they played 4 Minute Mile.
Yeah, they
but-
definitely shed 2 minutes off
they,
of that one.
They added some time, I think.
Well, they did
Oh,
because.
touche!
You're
I'm
right,
sorry, I jumped the
touche.
gun on that one. I felt like I was
I
smart and I
guess,
knew
yeah.
something.
He's technically
So
right.
if you-
They
yeah.
added a 2-minute song, and they thought it'd be clever.
Well, actually, they played 4
Oh fuck!
Minute
I really
Mile,
wanted you to just made that up. Son of a bitch.
4 Minute Mile plus the Woodson EP, so I guess that would be more like a 6 Minute Mile.
And then they played more
Yeah, that's
songs
what I
after
meant.
that.
Yeah, what he said.
They play such a good fucking show live.
They're good, man.
We also saw the Smashing Pumpkins recently. I just wanted to bring that up and just give a shout out to that because it was a pretty good show. I had no idea their drummer is fucking insane.
Was it the original drummer?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
And I'm not even like a huge Smashing Pumpkins fan. Like they have a couple fucking really good songs, but you know.
I like the way Billy writes, like the heavy fuzz, like it's really good stuff, but it's a little too melancholic.
I mean, Tonight is a great song, and I'll fight anybody that says otherwise.
Oh God, I mean, I'm not
No,
gonna say
yeah.
no because I
No
like the
argument
song.
here.
That's what I mean.
I don't want
It's
to fight.
impossible.
I love Smashing Pumpkins, and I think, if I'm correct, Billy was like a classically trained, like highly skilled musician who like went to an advanced school for
That makes sense because
musicians.
like that show they put on was phenomenal. Like
yeah, I think he's highly trained.
instrumentally, his voice sounded great still.
I've randomly stumbled on YouTube. I've seen it a couple different times, but there's footage of him like pretty young, like 16-year-old, just fucking shredding in a studio. It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they were supposed to play with Jane's Addiction, but something happened. Like one of the band members got sick
I
or
think
something.
Perry Farrell got injured or something.
Or who knows? He could have fucking OD'd for all we know. But either way,
I'll
they didn't
take it
play.
easy.
Not that I wish that on anybody, but you know,
I'm just saying no assumptions.
I'm just okay. Either way, they didn't play, so the Smashing Pumpkins did like an extended set.
Right. So yeah, they had an. I don't even remember.
That's a win, in my opinion.
It was, but
It
like,
was. They had an opener. I don't remember their name, but it was some chick like
yeah, that wasn't terrible.
rocking out. You know, something you'd hear on the X or something. It was fine. But yeah, so like they had to play an extended set because you know he sold all these tickets to people who were, you know, paying to see two bands,
Yeah, I want to see a couple hours worth of fucking live music.
and
right?
they pulled through. They played maybe to their detriment because they did some deep cuts.
There's some real deep cuts in there that were like, all right,
Just straight
we
up
have no
fucking
idea.
crickets, or no one was really responding.
There were some lulls in between. You know, that happens some shows.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought they were really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I would go back. We went with Jenny, Chuck's wife, and Natalie, and Natalie was bitching the whole time she wouldn't leave. Shocker.
You know, why though? But like, why though?
I'm
Something
not sure.
about there was like they were doing some like video background and the images were disturbing her in some way.
But the ticket, I'm sure, was a lot of money. How disturbing was it? I mean, I'm just saying.
It was just like weird shit.
Weird imagery.
Weird
I kind of
imagery.
get that. One
And
time,
she's got like deep Catholic
Like super goth
Something thing
stuff.
to her.
yeah, it's a Catholic guilt. I get it.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But yeah, it was cool.
It was real cool.
Super cool, man.
Cool.
Did we talk about every other show that we've
I think
gone to
so.
recently? I think we're up to
I
date.
think we're caught up.
Okay, that's unfortunate. We shouldn't be. That means we have to go to more shows.
Yeah, I mean it's slow season, but next year we have Frank Turner coming to Pittsburgh
That's awesome.
with the Interrupters. Is that their name? The Interrupters.
Yes, the Interrupters,
Yeah.
like ska, female lead singer.
Yeah.
I like them actually.
They're well, I guess it goes without saying because they're ska, but they're like ridiculous high energy, a lot of fun.
And Under Oath is coming. I don't know if I want to go to that, but like
I want to go to that.
I kind of want to go because it's at the Roxy, so it's kind of like a more intimate setting. But like I don't know, their newest album was just hot garbage.
So
Hot garbage.
I
I
haven't
fucking
listened to it.
hated it.
you guys
Don't.
you guys talked on the last episode about how I think when you were at the Rage concert, you said, it was a big venue, but you still felt like super attached and like
Yeah, that was the best show
Like, it
I've
was
ever
still-
seen in my life.
'cause
They were incredible.
we can all agree that like seeing a band in a smaller venue, you feel like way more like into it.
Yeah.
Brian and I just went to a show like 2 weeks ago at Thunderbird Music Hall.
Mm-hmm.
I had never been there. I don't think Brian had been there. It's in
Yeah,
Lawrenceville.
I was there first time over the summer. Punchline played there.
Dude,
anniversary
oh yeah,
show.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
And they
cool.
had the Club Laga backdrop. I
Yeah,
saw.
yep.
I liked that venue. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Did it surprise you so you walk into Thunderbird, this little bar in Lawrenceville, and then you go down these steps to the basement, and it's just this like cave, this cavernous area.
Dude, I thought that was such a sick setup because
Yeah.
you're close to the stage, and then of course you have the bar in the back, and they had an awesome draft menu as far as beer goes, but just the venue itself was awesome. It gave me like kind of like
Yeah,
an
I would
updated
definitely
Laga
go
feel.
into another show there again. Cursive is actually playing there next week, which I might be interested in,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I
Not
like
sure.
that venue a lot. And
how was the
there's-
show?
Oh, it was
Who did
good.
you see?
So we went to see primarily. I dragged Brian and told him I wanted him to come to this band Driveways that I like. They're an independent like. I mean they consider themselves I guess like a punk band, but
I'd call it pop punk from what I
yeah,
heard.
it's pop punk. But
Super overproduced pop punk
they're
from what I heard.
they're literally like they're close to our age. They're like in their 30s, maybe mid to early 30s, but like I was deep into them and they listed like all the shit they listened to growing up, and it was the same shit we listened to, Saves the Day, Brand New, Taking Back Sunday. So I don't know, the more I listened to them, I just got into them. So I dragged Brian.
Did he physically drag you?
Oh yeah.
I ran into Godish somewhere and told him to listen to them, and he messaged me. He's like, dude, I really like them. I was like, well, they're coming. So Godish ended up going with us too, and we had a blast, man. It was so fun. It was like one of the funnest shows I've been to in a long time.
That's cool.
We were
Yeah, so-
moshing and
Yeah, that was the first time
all
I
that
moshed
shit.
in a while, and
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've been bringing
felt
it.
great.
I've been bringing it back hardcore the past couple years.
He has.
felt
He
great.
surpassed me. Usually I'm the psycho.
We push pitted a
Not
little
anymore.
bit at the one show that me and Charlie were at, and it made me feel like a little kid for like 5 minutes. And then after that, it was like, hey, motherfucker, stop hitting me so goddamn hard. Like, this is fucking me without you, asshole.
He
Like,
he
fucking relax.
he finally figured out his size, and he's using it to his advantage now.
right.
Well, I've always used it to my advantage, to get up front, like, and it's not even a size thing.
and fuck
but
you,
have-
you're like 6'3",
but, like,
you dick.
have to know. I'm 6'1", but you have to know, like, you got to keep your arms tight. Like, people aren't good at getting up front. It's easy though. You piss a couple people off on the way.
Yeah,
but-
you definitely do. You fucking Sasquatch. You just
If
If
fucking-
it's tight,
And
like,
Jimmy
you
follows
can't not piss
behind me.
people off.
Yeah,
like,
of
if
course.
it's tight and you're just determined to get up there, I mean, you're just making people angry at that point for sure.
It is what it is. It happens,
I know. I mean, I've done it too. It's like,
Right.
Yeah, you want to get up there and see your
Yeah.
band. You want to be close, so who
It's-
gives a shit? You're gonna do it.
it's
Right.
about who wants it bad enough. And
And also too, I feel like if someone gets like real pissed off and shit, like fuck you, like you're not really understanding the whole vibe and the whole reason
Well,
why
that's
we're all
it. There's
here.
there's always that guy who's never been to a show, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
like the
oh,
fucking Metallica guy. You guys heard my story on
We did.
episode
we did.
49, which I think have somehow become my mouth stopped working. Somehow become our most downloaded episode.
Oh wow.
Chuck
Goes Metal, because
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
the
yeah,
name.
I enjoyed that.
Hello, thank you.
I was laughing hearing the story of you getting angry and fighting.
I was so fucking pissed. Like I couldn't even enjoy the concert.
It was perfectly believable for me. I've seen Charlie. We've been friends for a very long time, and like I've seen twinkles into the insanity that lives inside that quiet man, and it's fucking horrifying. You want nothing to do with it, I assure you. Look at that little twinkly smile behind those eyes. It's fucking dead, dude.
See, it's funny. I never saw that before, but like today, like I kind of see it a little bit. I see what you're saying.
Well, here's the thing, Brian. Like somebody has to boss these guys around, or this show would never happen.
Okay.
That's why I'm in the producer.
I'm an artist. Don't give me
That's
that.
Yeah,
why
dude, I
I'm-
feel like you're the clampdown, all right? Like, you know what? The Clash taught us about this shit. We don't need you, all right? Fucking clampdown. Always being mean with your beard and your twinkly eyes like Santa.
Look, man, if you were to tell me that like out of this crew, like Chuck was gonna be the alpha, I don't. I probably
No,
wouldn't have
we
said
didn't
yeah,
call
but,
him.
like,
We did not
but
call. No,
I'm seeing it
now,
right
Brian.
now,
No,
and
Brian.
that's
Brian,
kinda
you
what it
missed.
looks
No,
like.
but you didn't hear totally. You misheard. Is the problem? That's the problem here, man. You didn't hear. We didn't say that Charlie is the alpha
By
That
any
just
means.
made
by
my night.
any stretch. Charlie is
He's
not
not
the alpha.
saying you said that.
It's
He's
just the
saying
vibe, man.
he's
It's
not
just the
saying you
vibe.
said that. He's saying that's what he's seeing.
Charlie's the motherfucker with the computer in
I'm
front
seeing
of
a
him.
new side to him these days.
Dude,
man.
he's local 5 fighting
that
5,
dad
dude.
energy,
dude.
He is
Like,
full on dad,
He,
dude.
he took it. He took over.
I'm not even an alpha though. I'm a turbo dude for sure.
Turbo
Turbo
dudes.
dudes.
They're in front of alphas, in case you
Yes.
didn't know.
I didn't know, but
We got a room full of turbo dudes.
So funny. So Brian, what are some of your all-time favorite shows,
Oh,
or
wow, great
or
question.
memories at shows?
oh man, so
Did you ever get to go to Laga? Or were you?
yeah. So
Dude, chiming in.
you were at my first show at Laga.
He got to
actually.
play at Laga, which is fucking
Yeah.
epic.
Fuck yeah!
I never got to play it at Laga,
I got
and
to play
I'm
at
so
the
jealous.
upstage,
That's
never
awesome.
at Laga.
Yeah. Okay. So that was crazy because that was I think that was a Switch release show, CD release show that we played. We played 4 songs. Andy's bass was out of tune the entire time, like super out of tune.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, and
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
didn't,
fucking
we didn't
matter.
realize it until the end, but I mean, just to be able to have played there, that was crazy.
To play on that stage where like every band we grew up
Every
loving,
band ever.
like, and I mean the best shows of our life. I mean, at least for me, I'm sure you guys would agree. Were at fucking Laga.
1000%.
Being a teenager and
My
seeing those.
my like
shows.
favorite like memory that really sticks out from Laga was a brand new show. Well,
Yes.
a couple things at that show.
Was that
We
that
were at that
brand,
show
Was
together.
that brand new with Midtown? I
Oh,
feel
boy.
like brand new
or
played
was it
with
the TBS
Midtown.
and TBS and Rufio show?
I don't think it was that one.
Were you at? I think you were at that one.
I was at that one for sure.
Okay,
Brand new didn't
yeah.
play that show.
Brand new.
TBS,
and
Rufio-
played a show
Rufio.
together.
I remember TBS, Student Rick,
I love Rufio.
Rufio.
Student Rick, dude. That's
Yeah,
a
it was
throwback.
it was a victory tour, and Catch 22 I think closed.
Oh, one of my favorite bands to
That
see
was
live. To
That
this day.
oh my god, that I'll get back to brand new, but that Catch 22 shit, like I don't even like to this day I don't really know Catch 22. I know they're a cool band, but like the fucking performance
Dude,
was
next time-
wild. That's like they brought like everybody up on stage. It was just like a wild like party. And I'm like there like 15, 16 years old, like what the fuck is going on?
Next time Streetlight Manifesto comes, we're going 100%.
Yeah, I'm in 1,000,000%.
So-
I've talked a lot of
and
shit
it
on
was-
ska in the past, but not those dudes. I
I've-
like that band a lot.
I've probably said
They're
this
awesome.
before, but it was that show. It was March of 2002. TBS, their fucking debut album came out that day while they were at Club Laga. And that was the first day Tell All Your Friends was available as they played fucking Club Laga in Pittsburgh.
Oh wow.
It's just making history. That's what we
Making
do.
history. But brand new, I remember the fucking guitar player Vinny, or was he the bass player? It doesn't matter. climbed up on
I
the
remember
rafters.
this.
It
Yeah.
was like just hanging from a fucking beam, just like what's going on?
I think I do remember
Yeah,
that.
dude,
Like, it was crazy.
brand new back in the day of like that album. Was it Your Favorite Weapon?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
That, they were like just so fast. Before they came like a little more emo, they were just like fast paced, like pop punk, and it was just so fun to see them play live. And they were.
And
just
then I don't know. I think
electric.
it might have been the same show, but Jesse did an acoustic song, and the rest of the band left the stage. And the one, I don't remember which guy from the band it was, came to the back and was heckling him. And like Jesse didn't realize it like the entire time he was playing, and he ended up like saying like "fuck you, dude."
Holy shit, that's fucking
And
awesome.
It was one of his guys. It was
pretty
hilarious.
funny.
He's like, boo! Yeah, that was great. So that's one of my favorite memories from Lago.
When did you start? Like, how old were you when you started playing like acoustic shows by yourself? And also writing, like actually like seriously writing acoustically by yourself.
And why was your favorite show with Seaback?
Yeah, it was.
Good job, Chuck.
What show was that? That was
Smiling
that was in
Moose.
McKees Rocks, right? Oh, Smiling Moose. Yeah, we played that too.
Yeah, there was another one at that Dark Horse. Was it Dark Horse in McKees Rocks?
Yeah. So, dude, that Smiling Moose show was sick, man. There were
That
a
place
bunch
was
of people at
packed.
That show. That was
Yeah.
so much fun.
That was like peak Seaback. It was a good
Yeah,
time.
that was one.
That
That
was
was one of the
that
first
was my
shows I
favorite
got
show
to
I
play.
ever played.
No one's ever said peak C back in their life, by the way.
I'm sure we have.
Well, then we're setting records once again.
Yeah, that was peak Seaback. I don't think you're wrong.
So I was in 11th grade though, and that was around the time that you and I started jamming together a little bit, actually.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun because I was out of high school or right about out of, yeah, no, I was definitely out of high school. And I was going to hang out at your house, the same house that I hung out with him at. And like it was kind of like not weird because your family are like the salt of the earth nicest folks that ever lived.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
wow.
And often they would buy us fucking pepperoni pizza from
That's true. Yeah.
from Veltry's, and it was
Veltry's.
so goddamn good.
Oh, yeah.
OG Veltry's
Classic.
too.
Oh yeah,
It was the best.
Yeah, your parents were always so nice, like, because you guys always had people down in the basement, which was like the game room.
And your grandparents, whenever
know.
we used to skate, we'd put the rail in between the yards and like rut out big ass grooves in their yard, and they were cool
We'd
with
be
it.
playing fucking
Sick.
Pokemon Stadium or Mario Tennis was a big one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That was-
Obviously, like, I would hang out with Rob, and then like I go to college and whatever, and then I'm home and whatever, and I come home one day and I walk into the basement, and come in, and Rob and Brian are in there like jamming and hanging out. I'm like, all right,
What's going on?
what's up, dude? What are we doing here?
Don't mind me,
It's
guys.
like, why is there this weird bearded guy? What the fuck, Rob? Are you in here? Yeah, dude. How's college?
Like, you're my friend, Rob. What are you doing?
I've been cheating on
That's
you
hilarious.
with
funny.
with a younger BA.
Just for fun, like, so these are the BA brothers. His parents, their parents are also BAs. We got Bill and Bonnie, and now we have a little BA, Brett.
That's right. Yeah.
So
He's a BA also. We're gonna continue
the tradition carries on. I love it.
That is so fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. We had to do a B name.
Just to keep it going.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So you guys mainly like pop, punk, and emo. Any
Yeah.
interest in like
I love Jimmy coming in with the fucking outline. So good.
you guys often listen to
You
punk rock and emo, right?
I know. I'm sorry to sidetrack you, but
Just
you
like
just sound,
all of us.
you sounded so professional there.
fuck you?
No, I mean it. I mean it, but we're not going to allow that to happen.
No, my question is,
That's a hard no.
we just talked about Catch 22 and Streetlight Manifesto. Did you guys ever listen to bands like that?
Yeah, dudes. I still like ska. I mean, I even like some of the current day ska because I mean, there's
I
not a
do
lot
too.
of it.
Like the Interrupters?
Yeah, and there's a band called Millington that I really dig, and they're freaking
Yeah, I
awesome,
don't know if I
man.
know any modern day ska.
Yeah, because
ska besides the Interrupters.
It's dropped off a lot,
It has.
but
It has.
it's still
It's
out
never
there.
something I was like super into.
And I'm sure it's not super fun to play as a
Like,
guitar
I
player.
always
I like the idea of it and the party of it and like the fun of it and all of that kind of stuff, but it's really repetitive.
I'm sure you
dude.
guys have seen the meme with like the different music genres,
Yes.
and then the last one is ska, is like a kid thinking about mozzarella sticks or something.
Yeah.
But dude, like
It's so
Streetlight
funny.
Manifesto.
Yeah, of
Awesome.
course.
That's the exception. There
Less
is exception.
less than Jake.
Yeah.
Come on.
Exceptions.
Classic.
Exceptions.
Less Than Jake.
exceptions.
We saw Less Than Jake at Punk and Drublic, and
Yeah,
they were absolutely incredible.
Nice.
Brian and I saw them too, and they were great at Smalls.
Me and Jimmy saw them at Lago when we were super young dudes. They were amazing. I
With-
like ska, but there's just it's hard to continuously listen to for a long period
See,
of time.
there you go with that. Like that you get weird.
We saw them with
We-
Anti-Flag
I'd agree
and
with
Newfound
that.
Glory.
I'd agree with
All
we
in
need
the
to talk
same
through
show.
this.
Dude, you know who we saw Less Than Jake with last time at Smalls? Messed.
Fucking
Yeah,
mess?
Mess.
That was sweet.
Dude.
Rolling
That
in
was
your
sweet.
Cadillac.
They
Where
put
did
on
you
a better
find
show
them,
than anybody
fucking
else,
Napster?
actually.
Dude, I'm telling you,
good.
Messed balled out.
Yeah.
They were
Wow.
I bet, dude.
jumping and
Was Mest on drive-through?
I think so.
Messed.
Sorry,
like,
I'm a label guy.
Messed
I'm a
made
label guy.
made some radio play. I mean, they had that Rolling in the Cadillac song or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
I believe that was probably on like some Van Wilder type movies.
I
for
never-
sure.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, they were gimmicky. But when we saw them live, they put on a good show.
And that's what matters.
Yeah, dude, I got into it. I made me appreciate them a little
I
more.
love Mess.
There's certain pop punk bands back in the day that like they sound a little too much like Good Charlotte, and it's just like
Don't be fucking with
like
Good
I never
Charlotte.
loved Good Charlotte.
Yes,
and,
dude, I fucking
like,
hated
Mess
Good
was
Charlotte.
One of those, and
So
I
did
liked-
I.
Like $1,000,000%.
Like I liked them, but
I know your brother
like I
liked
didn't
Good
love
Charlotte.
them. But they put on a great show, and then like
I
seeing
saw-
a great show that can
I saw
change everything.
you were with me, I'm sure. Good Charlotte at Laga.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
That was one of my first
Chuck
shows
and I
there.
loved Good Charlotte when we were in high school.
I did not.
I tolerated Charlie's
I
love
was
for
a
Good
holdout.
Charlotte. I even went as far as to dyeing his hair.
The first time I dyed my hair was to look like Benji. I had that pink patch
Dude,
in the front.
I remember that.
And I did the fucking Liberty spikes and the Chaos spikes and
Chuck,
all that.
I
shit.
remember it like
shit.
high school lunch. You and I at the table doing like that acoustic song, the last one on their one record. We would like sing the different parts.
Is it the one about his mom, the mom song, or is it the one after that?
a kid. No, wrong band. Sorry, wrong band.
No.
Well, here's the thing, though. Good Charlotte's still a band, and honestly, they still put out some pretty decent music.
Yeah, I've listened to some of their recent
I do
stuff.
not.
Like,
I mean,
I don't like listen to it like it's not in like constant rotation, but like if they release something new, I'll check it out.
and they don't try and be
no,
fucking
it's
young.
not bad at
They
all.
sing about like
Being
being
dads.
older and being a dad and
Well,
shit.
how about-
My fucking knees
Yeah,
hurt.
Benji's been married to fucking Cameron Diaz for,
That's
for
right,
years
dude.
now.
He did
Um,
well for himself.
Son of a
I've
bitch,
actually
he
heard
did,
that those
didn't he?
dudes are really, really cool dudes in real life, actually. The
And they
twin
kept
dudes.
it together. They've been together for fucking decades, right? At this point,
That's awesome.
Yeah, a while. Yeah.
it's been over
Yeah.
10 years, right?
What's the question specifically?
They've
What-
been together for a long time.
The band or the relationship?
The relationship.
Romantic relationship with
Yes.
Cameron Diaz?
Yes.
I don't know.
A long time.
Long time.
Long time, right?
Multiple years. Yeah.
Over or under 10 years?
Over, I bet.
I'm gonna go under just for fun.
You're going under. I almost want to ask
We're gonna have to
Siri or
research
something.
that.
Jamie, can you look that up for us, please?
Yeah, I'll get on that.
that on the
So-
Googs, James.
I am.
So like along the theme,
I
like
said over, by the way.
I'm going under. Do we have a bet here? Do you
I
wanna
don't
do
care.
Like $5? I got $3 in my pocket.
I bet you a Snickers it's under. Nope, over. I lied. Over.
What are you saying, Rob?
I said over also.
This side of the room's under.
And 2022, today, 7 years married.
Okay.
In 2022.
together. We
I take it back.
I think, yeah. Oh, we have the relationship timeline.
Still, that's a long time.
Yeah, let's
in,
see the
like,
relationship
celebrity
timeline.
come on,
marriage.
This is great audio.
Yeah, in celebrity years, that's a lot of fucking years.
for
dude.
sure.
Yeah, people generally don't make, especially him. He doesn't look like a fucking good looking.
Yeah,
kid.
and
Yeah,
her.
come on. You're
you
with
know,
Cameron
Look at this fucking weirdo.
And she's
Who still rocks a goatee?
He looks
like
like
a
he should be
full-on
working
goatee.
at a fucking news.
We're talking about
Does he
he's
still
a
wear the
Madden,
gloves?
right?
plus, and she's a Hollywood superstar.
Probably. Not here, but I'm assuming
He's doing something right.
he is.
All right, let's move on from Good Charlotte.
So,
All right.
So one thing I wanted to talk about is like the current state of pop punk, emo, all that stuff.
This is where I get fired up.
Yeah,
Here we go.
So,
Oh, I'm
so
excited.
Chuck, you listened to Driveways and you thought that it was like overproduced, and you know I get that vibe too, and I get that vibe from a lot of the modern bands. Not all of them, but there's something about that does turn me off a little bit.
So listen,
and it's not just in that genre of music, like metal specifically. Over the years, I've gotten a lot more into metal and other types of hardcore music and stuff, and it's all heavily
That makes
produced.
sense.
I was in Giant Eagle 2 days ago, and they're playing Christmas songs, of course. And one guy I hate most in the world is Michael Bublé. So he comes on the fucking.
Not the boobs.
I cannot stand the boobs.
Dude, I love Bublé. You're wrong.
He comes on the fucking, the radio in the grocery store.
That's my jacket. Don't
and
no, it's all good.
all I can hear
Dude,
is
it's
fucking.
fine. Do not get up and get that.
Okay,
You're
Bublé.
crazy.
So this
You're
is
crazy.
this is supposed to be modern day, Sinatra, Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, all those guys, right?
Bing, yeah.
The lounge singer. And all I can hear is auto-tune the entire fucking song. I'm like, this is fucking garbage.
Yeah, so
man.
here's my thing too.
And I don't mind a little auto-tune here or vocal correction or whatever you want to call it. Like, for example,
That's definitely not all they're doing to it,
no.
by the way.
And
too.
the new Coheed album, like, there is some, I don't know what the proper vocalizer maybe.
There's only like one, maybe two songs
Right,
with it, though.
but
It's mad compressed, and
But
and,
at that
and
point, it's going for a specific sound that you're looking for. You're not trying to fix your voice at that point. It's just the way he wanted
but
it to
it's
sound.
everything nowadays though is like Dolby fucking all this and that, and like like everything's super high resolution, and sound is everything is super high quality. Like everyone has their earbuds super tight to their ears. Yeah, I have a really old cat. If you guys can hear that at home, I'm
So
sorry.
one of the last Weezer albums before they did these Four Seasons things, they did Van Weezer, and before that they did OK Human, which they recorded completely analog.
Oh, that's sweet.
Van
Yeah.
Weezer was sick.
Van Weezer is really good.
So hold on, here's my thing. So
See how much we sidetrack so
I
quickly?
know, dude. It's
Driveways, go
We
ahead.
all have all these like opinions about this because this is, I mean, it's a big thing for those of us that are pop punk and punk rock and emo fans. Like, it's changed and it's gonna change, and there's some things that just aren't gonna go back. Like, we're not gonna
No, that's
hear,
not true because there's other bands out there
But there's
that I
very
listen
few.
to, and they're
Yeah, but
so fucking good.
You don't. There's certain sounds you're not going to hear anymore. Like you're not going to hear mid '90s punk rock sound anymore.
No.
Like a NoFX or a Bad Religion. Like once those bands stop playing, that's it. And that's that's
No,
fine.
but you
I'm
get
not
the
bitching about
evolution
that.
of that though.
But
You're
it-
always
it
going to
is
get
an
the
evolution.
evolution of that.
Even think of somebody like Frank Turner. Frank is like almost an evolution of someone like NoFX or something like that.
Well, yeah, because he's like acoustic folk punk.
So we
You know.
all love like the old school sound of it, like the not being heavily overproduced, but like we also sound like old shitheads and the fact that like
Because we didn't have access to
it's
that
like
type
old
kind
man
of technology.
It's like old man yelling at cloud.
Get off
like
of my lawn!
our music back in the we didn't have all these.
It's not. That's
effects,
not even it,
but
though. That's not even what I'm
1,000%.
saying.
That's
like
exactly. We're just grumpy old men.
Kenny Hoopla, for
yeah,
example.
dude. He's
All right,
I
I listen to his fucking
I know.
tracks, and they're fucking garbage. But then you send me a fucking live video.
Dude, that
he
was the-
sounds great.
But that was the
Record
first time
it
I
like
ever
that.
heard of that guy, and like immediately when I saw it, I was like, I'm gonna send this to them.
I think I know who you're talking
But
about. Yeah.
I don't listen to him.
Good.
But I also like the freaking like Driveways, dude. I got so deep into them. I was like, these guys are awesome. I was like, they're independent. They've never been on a label. They do all the shit themselves. Like, two of the dudes are teachers. That's why they don't really tour much because they
Yeah,
freaking
that's pretty
teaching.
cool.
And I
But
like
That's
them.
awesome.
Like,
they're
I like them.
freaking if you actually listen to them, the lyrics are sick as shit. They're like deep and like meaningful.
Well, I
I
listened to 1.5 albums, and
I haven't listened to it yet,
I
but
don't
I'm
think I'll ever
absolutely
listen
gonna
to it
listen to
anymore.
it now.
Dude, it has some hardcore shit in it that
What
you
I
would
like
like some like the drummer does like the hardcore, like the whoa.
Yeah, nice growl, dude.
Right?
Nice growl.
But they're just like a mixture of everything we like. But yeah, they have some effects in there.
It's not just the effects though. So I like them. My problem is like, and I think a lot of this is the producers, but they get onto a trend that like this is what you do now.
Right.
And the technology has gotten so advanced where you can make things sound so perfect where you may be taking some things away that some people don't want you to take away, and it's some of the rawness.
The rawness,
I
the
agree.
emotion
I agree
behind
with that.
There's a band called Home Is Where. So this is now considered fifth wave emo, and we don't need to get into all that because I could go on for days.
What was the fourth wave?
Yeah, what was the third wave?
So the fourth.
And the second.
yes. Explain.
Okay, I'll go backwards.
I'm kidding. I understand.
The fourth wave was the emo revival, which would be bands like Modern Baseball. Third wave, you're into the, swoopy bangs, MCR kind of stuff. Second wave, you got Sunny Day Real Estate, Get Up Kids, shit like that. First
wave is The Cure.
Captain Jazz.
The Cure, no. Yeah, Captain Jazz, exactly. American Football,
Yes.
Joan of Arc, the Kinsella Brothers, their second wave.
What the fuck is The Cure then?
New wave?
Yeah, that's 100% new wave.
Or that's pre.
So emo's
It could be
emo.
It's
Emo
No,
was
proto-emo.
emo was hardcore
I'm
music
going with
first.
Yes,
proto-emo.
emo stems from hardcore. It is a subgenre of hardcore music. Started largely in the D.C. area in the mid-'80s, namely with bands like Rites of
Watch
Spring.
him go, dude. He's good.
Rites of Spring is heavy as fuck, dude.
Is that Alpha
Glad we're
Energy?
sitting here podcasting with the
You
fucking
ever listen
Rain
to Rites
Man.
of Spring, Brian?
I have not. You know a lot of
They're
bands
like
I
OGs,
actually don't
like-
listen to.
Underground OGs.
Shit.
I mean, there was a label called Discord that would be like the first.
And Bayside actually has a song called, I believe, Rites of Spring.
Did you guys listen to the new Bayside song?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I did not listen yet. Is it sick?
I like everything Bayside does, to be
That's
honest.
a good answer, yeah.
I'm a huge
They've never
Bayside
disappointed
fan.
me once.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
Isn't
mean,
that crazy? I think Bayside is one of those few bands where no matter what they release, I love it.
yeah, dude, their acoustic shit is great. Their harder, like, darker shit is great. I like everything Bayside, but he's another one that's like super well written lyrics and like deep, and when you hear his harder songs like on the acoustic albums, they're just freaking on another level.
Oh yeah, and they just like rip your heart to fucking shreds the way he.
Anthony Ranieri's a
performs.
fucking beast, dude. He's so good.
So, anyways, the whole point of this being was there's a band I like, fifth wave emo, called Home Is Where, and it is just like one of the rawest sounds you find. They did I think the Tiny Desk, they did one of those.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, I'll have to send you guys the link because it's just they're incredible.
So I think Brian told me this, but this is a band that, Chuck, I know you like them, and they try and keep it pretty raw. Was Pop?
Oh, Pop
Yeah.
is great.
Like, I mean,
Yep.
I love Pop. I've seen them before. Brian's seen them a couple times. But I think
Amazing.
they make an effort to try and keep it fairly raw and not do too much like
Yeah.
editing.
He sings about the pressure to do like more auto tune and stuff on their songs on their latest record actually. And,
yeah,
and it's funny, man.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he does like these interludes, which is like
Yep.
him talking to the producers or whatever, and it's
Yeah. But while we're talking about modern bands, so my newest favorite band is a band from Japan called Good Grief.
Oh, yeah, dude.
this-
Anytime I'm in the car with him, he's listening to
Good
them.
grief.
I can't get enough of these guys, man. I just out of anyone that reminds me of like the old days of pop punk, it's these guys, and even
Nice.
like even more than some of the old stuff I used to listen to. I just their energy and the songs, it's just so good.
They've kept it like going over there over the years with like
Yeah.
pop punk music. Like
Yep.
American pop punk music sells like crazy over there. Like you remember back in the day, Eternal Boy or the Space Pimps, they
Yeah.
did a couple tours over there a few
Well,
times.
my-
Punchline did too.
Yeah, I remember the video.
My
Fall Out
record
Boy.
store guy goes over there all the time and brings home a bunch of records.
Oh, your guy?
Yeah, my guy. Cool. He's not your guy. He's not your guy. He's my guy. Tell him, Rob. We got a personal invite to the Sold Out Neck Deep show.
I got it only because of
you go
Charlie.
No.
Dude, I mean, Neck Deep, not a huge fan, but I mean, they're top of the charts as far as pop punk goes. Like, people are into them.
Yeah.
But this, again, to see someone that you've only heard their shit on Spotify or whatever, I feel like if you saw them at a venue like that, you might get a different appreciation for them.
Especially in that venue, like is
I
literally
know.
just the basement of an old church.
I showed that to Brian because he didn't know who Neck Deep was, and I showed him like the videos of Preserving Underground. I was like, this is awesome that they played here because they're huge as far as a pop punk band goes.
Right.
At this tiny venue, like, that would have been sick to see them.
Yeah, because it like sold out immediately. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's probably like what, a couple hundred people maybe
Yes.
at most. And so me and Rob went in. I took Rob down to the record store, and AJ, the owner, was like, "Yeah, if you guys want to, just come down, like."
I felt like that wasn't like
I was
the
like,
like
oh,
come on to the free show kind of one you should turn in though. Like it was awfully nice of the dude, and like obviously if there's a guy from like the Pittsburgh hardcore scene and like just the Pittsburgh scene in general, if there's a guy that's gonna have an awesome venue, it's gonna be him.
Yeah. Well, and then the next time I went back there, though, he was like, "Oh, you didn't come to the show." I was like, "No." I was,
Dude,
I was
Again, I know some
That
of their
wasn't
songs.
just a show.
I know some of their songs.
That
And
was a personal invite.
you should have taken that up because I bet you would have.
I'm sure
enjoyed
I
that,
would have
man.
liked it a lot, but we had other plans or whatever, so
Yeah, watching like Netflix, right?
I don't remember specifically, but it was something.
Yeah, dude, I would have gone to that in a sec. Again, so we talked about like the auto-tune shit, but like I'm bringing it back to Driveways. When we saw them, like, dude, it was just such an energy. Like Brian hasn't
It was
moshed in
amazing.
years.
That show was amazing. I mean,
it was so
you couldn't beat
good.
it.
It was so freaking good.
I believe
It
it.
made me want to get in there and like freaking
I
circle
believe
pit.
you, but like I said, I listened to 1.5 albums,
Well,
and I'm never gonna listen again.
yeah, I know you messaged me that. You were straightforward with it.
We have to be frank.
You gotta be
you know?
straight.
This
Straightforward.
raw honesty, like I don't remember this side to Chuck.
It's real alpha
listen,
energy.
I like it though.
He's had
I
a
Sorry,
built-up hostility in his
Yeah.
body.
This is not
from being
hostility. This
caught-
is, I think it's
Yeah.
important to be
Dude.
straightforward with each other.
Yeah.
Brian,
yeah.
it simmers under the surface on a constant. You can
I
see it
believe it
behind his
now.
eyes.
I believe it now. I wish that was there when we were scootering back in the day, and those guys gave us shit for giving them the wrong directions. I don't know if you remember that.
Wait, I don't.
Yeah. So do you remember
Block that out.
by Riverside Park? So we were scootering. It was like my senior year or something. By Riverside Park.
So I was like 20 years old scootering.
20 years old scootering for sure.
That's
Hey, Brian, you've kept us young at heart for years,
no,
bro.
I
We
was probably in
appreciate it.
10th grade or something like that. But,
All right, that's better. That's better.
By Riverside Park, these guys roll up from Springdale, and they're looking for that. You remember that supplement place that was like right there? I forgot what
Sci-Fit.
it's
Oh
called.
yeah.
Yeah. So they're looking for they were looking for this place. I had no idea it existed at that point, and I don't know if you did either, even though you lived right by there. But anyway, so they're looking for. They go, is there a GNC around here? And we're like, oh no, I think that's in Verona or something.
Well, yeah, because there was a GNC
And so-
in the Giant Eagle Plaza.
So we're just scootering. Like 15 minutes later, these guys come back and they go, we're gonna kick your fucking river rat asses or something like that. And
Jesus, that's aggressive.
yeah,
You're just sitting there fucking scooting, trying to have a good day, and
yeah,
these dickholes.
and Chuck and I, who were like not not threatening whatsoever, we're
Non-confrontational.
like,
Scooters.
yeah, we're on scooters.
For fuck's sake,
dude.
you're on goddamn razors. Like,
These guys who are looking to like,
I'm going to tail whip you in the face,
build more
dude.
muscle or
Please,
just,
Chuck's a 20-year-old on a scooter.
He's almost married at this point. He has fucking stepkids. He's on a scooter.
So I cannot believe you can't remember that though. Like that's imprinted on my brain.
I
Like,
must
was
have blacked
freaked
it out.
man.
I must have been
was
so
freaked
scared
out.
I
So
blacked
what
it
happened?
out.
Did he just like freeze up and piss his pants?
No, we just looked at each other like, oh shit, like we didn't know we did anything.
Guess we better scoot away.
You just unfolded the razor and took the fuck off.
Scoot down to the river. We'll try and lose him.
They'll lose our scent in the water.
We told you where the GNC was, buddy.
No, I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
That's good
Sounds
stuff.
it sounds accurate though.
Chuck, let's get out of here.
But I remember skating a lot at Water Authority, and since Chuck lived right by there,
The Water
he would come
Authority,
out
dude.
a lot, and we just hit that curb, man. And it
That
was
curb
sweet.
is the best.
That
I
was a
had to
good curb.
I had to stop by and drop off like a deposit or something when
I just had to
my
do that
visit place.
recently for the first time, and,
And it
that's
it
the
hit
best.
me right in the heart. I'm like, I love that curb, man.
Dude, I haven't been there in a while, but I've gone past it a million times, but like to go through the parking lot, I'd love to go past and see if there was any skate wax still on there.
Oh,
There's
they're
still
absolutely- yeah.
wax on the curb.
Yeah, there
I've
is.
Still
checked.
wax. It's still all marked up.
Which is why they never wanted us on there, because it's probably been waxed for 30 years.
Literally fucking 30 years.
That's an absolute definite on the 30
And
years.
I remember
for sure.
being like back in the day, like, what do the cops care about? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I remember like specifically jumping up and trying to like be on like the brick and kicking like the. Well, I guess that's incriminating. Well, we're well past it. And, like
Statute
kicking
of
the wall,
limitations ran
like
about
kicking
know
the
what-
fuck out of the wall and
You know
denting
what
it
I-
and being like, "Why are the cops mad? This is bullshit."
So the Water Authority was like its own like little mini skate park for like little kids, and like if you go like down towards the alley like and make like a left towards my house, and then the end of that parking lot had like a little fucking ramp going into the gravel.
I remember that thing.
Fucking jump into the gravel. That was so much fun.
Oh, that was sweet, man.
And then Mac Brzezinski lived right back there
Yep.
too, and he had the little BMX ramp. It was a good place.
Yep.
It was a good alley.
Yeah, but we essentially all used to like rollerblade skate at one point, and yeah, you'd just go around to different spots. And
What was your favorite spots?
High school. I like the high school a lot.
What was the one by Carnivores that was under
The
that?
warehouse.
The warehouse.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
It had like that ledge that went down a ramp, and you could grind it and then drop off onto the ramp. But they had a sign there
They did not like
specifically
you going
saying
there,
like,
yeah.
"Do not rollerblade here."
Yeah.
But
Like,
we'd still
fuck
do it,
that.
obviously.
Yeah.
I remember specifically there was that place. It was like an industrial loading dock kind of thing, basically, and we would grind the ledge on it. And fucking, there was like something up in the window that looked like it possibly could be somebody's fucking head looking out the window. And every time I'd be there, I'm like, is that somebody? Is that somebody? Is that somebody? And if I was there like waiting on one of you guys or something, I'd get fucking freaked out and go wait out in the alleyway after a little while.
I remember at that time, I think 10th Street, they had a lot of sick
Yeah,
curbs
10th
up there.
Street had
dude.
like some big curbs.
I think that was my favorite place out of all of them.
Me
That was my
too.
favorite place as well,
Yeah.
especially
St.
when
Ives
we started
wasn't bad
skating
either.
together
Yeah,
again. At
yep,
that
we were
point,
hitting that.
that place was awesome. It had
I
all
like-
the higher ledges and shit.
I like the high school a lot for jumping the steps.
Yeah.
Some good
Yeah,
gap
Chuck
jumping
jumped
there.
those 3 steps.
Yeah, I did the
He
3
was on
steps
that 3
a lot.
step.
Every now and then I might do the 4 or
He
like
fucked around with the 4 every now and
the
again.
cor-
in
the
in
corner of the
the
4.
corner.
Yeah,
He fucked around with the
see?
corner. The Chuck fucking around in his rollerblade boxcars.
I just love that there's all these different locations, like it's fucking Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
It
I-
could be.
okay,
like
so-
we could build
so
a Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
At
in
one
Oakmont.
point in time, there was like Riverview in particular, but like everywhere else, early '90s, early to mid '90s, rollerblading like super took off.
Even late 90s.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
late 90s.
even
but
late 90s, dude.
Specifically, like
That's
early,
when-
early to mid to late. Okay, so the fucking 90s.
That's when like
dude.
that's when the
goddamn
X Games
90s,
were like
dude.
huge.
90s.
So like it took off, but it like really took off because everybody. I think like honestly somebody had a connection with like the climbing wall thing. Maybe it was Seth or something like that, and like he would take me and a few people to Shady Skates and shit. Do you guys remember going there?
Yeah, dude.
Of
All the
course.
time with Curtis George too.
For sure, absolutely. But like,
Kurt was very talented.
I remember like it would be like fucking Ben Jones, all kinds of goddamn people, and we would like mob through Oakmont with like a whole bunch of motherfuckers riding overpriced, ski boots basically with frames.
I remember skating. We were coming straight down Pennsylvania Avenue. We used to weave back and forth, so you're not going 100 miles per hour. And my mom comes rolling down in the big old blue conversion van.
Uh-oh.
And we're riding, going back and forth through the fucking traffic and whatever, and she fucking freaked out.
Yeah, dude, I would kill to see like the streets like that again. Like kids skateboarding,
Just a kid coming
skating.
down, yeah.
Just skateboarding, skating, like
Anything.
it's fucking empty now. I remember like being at like the high school at Riverview, like they had those fat rails, people were grinding them, like super fat. I remember people bringing up like picnic tables from like the park and putting them down the stairs to jump up and grind down. Dude, it was a whole different scene.
Yeah.
It's totally different. I know. You just don't see. I mean, I guess kids are all indoors online and
They
playing
are.
video games and shit.
Take it
Which
from
it
a
is what it
teacher, dude.
is,
It's the same thing in school. They're on the phones all the time.
Man, that's crazy.
awkward.
Oh, it's so awkward.
How does that work in your class, though? I mean, you can't.
Jimmy, it's bad.
Really?
It's real bad.
Who the fuck brings a phone to goddamn gym
Dude,
class?
I have kids that will take zeros because they don't.
And what can you even do about it?
I can't do anything.
Nothing.
They'll literally. We say that, we have set activities we'll do, but we'll say like, you can walk around the perimeter of the gym. You can be on your phone while you're walking, but you can walk and still pass because any activity is better than no activity.
Right.
Yeah.
But people will just sit out and choose to do nothing,
That's
which is very
unreal.
frustrating. And
It's like, dude, you literally just have to walk for
Like,
fuck's sake.
at least walk a
We
lap.
used to look forward to gym
At
class.
least you're
Dude,
not getting full.
it's like
gym class.
It's a relief.
I love I've never been like athletically coordinated in my life.
Yeah, but it's still a relief from
gym
the
class
day.
it's just fun. I when I was a senior, I actually had gym class with Godish. I was like the upperclassman in their gym class, and we had a blast, me and him.
Gym class was the shit. Everybody knows that, man.
Gym class, I mean, like, even if you were like the super uncoordinated kid or whatever, it was still not. You weren't in regular class. Like, you got
Yeah.
like big kid recess for a
But
hot
now,
minute.
but now it's like, dude, you're not even forced to play dodgeball and get balls thrown at your fucking face. At
It's
90
very
miles an hour.
different. It's very different.
That's frustrating.
How
Just
does
just
dodgeball
like
work?
music today?
It's different.
Zing.
No, dude, remember when we used to play dodgeball all the time with Kappa?
Fuck yeah.
Like we played with volleyballs, dude.
Yeah, we played with and like seniors
the
throwing him
best.
at like fucking
A
eighth
fully
graders.
pumped up volleyball.
Oh yeah.
And they'd be like jumping and turning and whipping it.
I can still like specifically remember the sound effect of like the Voight red ball,
Like hitting somebody
like
in the
smashing like somebody, probably an underclassman, in the face, or myself personally.
Well, that was the thing. Like Riverview was 7th through 12th, so there were times where you'd be like an 8th or 9th grader in a fucking gym class with a senior.
I
I
specifically
had that.
specifically remember like 7th grade playing hockey with like full fucking grown men, and you're just like, what the fuck is actually happening
what is,
here?
Yeah, why
that
am I
dude has
here?
a beard.
Right.
Why is Ryan Ohm checking me against
Yeah.
the wall?
That's hilarious.
It's funny
Yeah, I
'cause
think he
it's
was
true.
actually in my gym class when I was in.
Fucking
7th
take that,
grade.
Allison.
8th grade. I guess I would have been in 8th grade because he would have been a senior then. Yeah.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, and then I remember in the locker room I heard him singing "Saves the Day," and I was like, man, that's kind of cool though.
Yeah, so back to music, like that was another. I mean, I don't know if it was independent to our school because we had a lot of
'Cause we went to what?
punk shit with
We went to punk rock high school.
yeah, because like Paul was in a pretty big band.
Right, but where does it come from? It has to stem from somewhere.
It does, but it's like
it was just our society at the time,
And then
and certain people just kind of fucking plugged into that.
But we were in tune with like the Strider and shit like that.
But
that
like
was
not
somewhat
even that.
under-
Like
it was
because,
kind of
like,
before that though, because we were just before we started the podcast, we had some rollerblading videos from the '90s on, and it was loaded to the gills
And
with
that's
punk
where-
rock music,
for
and
me,
that's
it
where that
stemmed
shit
from.
got forged, for sure. Like I agree with
Skating.
Jimmy a
It all
million
came from
percent. It all
skating.
came from skating. All the West Coast punk that we listened to, all the like aggressive music and shit, it all comes from that. From watching
Yeah,
those
and then
videos when we were in the third grade, fourth grade,
the Street Skater soundtrack, where you could take
in the mean streets of Oakmont.
you could take the PlayStation disc and put it in your CD player.
Shit, that's
Incredible,
Oh, yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, so like Rob said, we come into Rob's house and he's got frickin' rollerblade videos on VHS that we used to watch when we were in late elementary, early middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, to interject, I'm not a giant nerd. I have rollerblade video.
Correct, but it was awesome because we had been talking about this to each other through text, and like a bunch of the bands that we found out about, or like even punk in general, stemmed from these videos. Like Melancholy was one of the first
Oh my god.
melodic
So good.
punk bands that
So
I
good. They are
discovered,
amazing.
and it was through a skate video, and they were I still love them to this day. Like
Me
they're
too.
I literally can't hear that band without thinking of you. Literally. Every time I hear Melancholy, I'm like,
Penguins and polar bears, man.
Dude, Melancholy was like a gateway drug into pop punk for me. Like,
Yeah, I mean they're really kind of like some of the forefathers.
they
of like
are,
that.
and they were. It was a freaking Swedish band,
Fucking Swedish punk, man.
and they sing in Swedish too, but they knew English, and it resonated, and that was like that's still one of my top favorite bands of all time.
I
Like,
think so. I put them on the top.
They have a song
20 for
called
sure.
Friends
Top
Till the
20 for
End, and
sure.
it's one of my all-time. I think it's from Life on a
it's
Plate.
from Life on a Plate.
It's one of my all-time favorite pop punk songs.
But
Which one is it?
we all
Okay.
we all like Melancholy because we all like that was early pop punk for us. Like somehow the school we went to, everyone somehow found out about them, and
It was like a weird like grade to grade thing because like
Yeah, it really was.
like the
'cause
year-
2003 was solid.
like
with
so
that.
like we're the class of 2003. But like the year under us, 2004, they were all into like classic rock and shit, you know.
Yeah.
Which is fine if that's your thing. Like I got
and
nothing
even the grade
against
above
that.
us, there weren't too many punkers in the grade
Yeah,
above
and,
us.
yeah. Besides like Paul, obviously.
Paul.
he was wasn't he 2 years ahead?
No,
of us?
He was
he one?
he was 1 year ahead,
He was
of,
1 year
us,
ahead of us.
But like Paul Martins and them, I think were 2 years ahead
That
of
was
us.
2 years ahead of
And-
us. There was a
and
lot of
RIP.
punk rockers
And they were
in that.
punkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like 2 years below us. So it didn't hit every year, which was really weird because it was all the same high school, but like
But it
different
did for
grades were
sure
different
feel like
shit.
rock and roll high school though. Like everybody listened to the music.
rock,
yeah,
rock,
because we grew up
everybody.
in the fucking suburbs. All of us are fucking white, like
Yeah.
middle class.
But dude, like
So white.
It was so white, of course. And then everybody else wore fucking Abercrombie. It was like a fucking American Pie movie.
Dude, I had some Abercrombie. They were.
I verify.
I might have had
verify
a
you have
hand me
that.
down or something. Somebody might have left a fucking hat or something at my house. I remember when Brad Bonnerati worked there,
Oh, yeah, and like
and he was like, "Dude,
what was the other one that was Hollister? Yeah.
I worked at Hollister for a little bit.
Oh, Brian worked there.
Dude, Abercrombie. Okay, first of all, I was a fat kid, so it wasn't made for me, right? That's a definite. But it like they assault you with, or they used to with fucking cologne when you come in that place, dude.
Yep.
It's so rough. Couldn't even go in there. You'd walk by like fucking hell, dude. I got a
Yeah.
headache now.
So
They were just macing you, Rob, because you didn't belong there.
Get away from
Get
you.
the fuck out of here.
That's bear.
Get out of
grease.
here, fat boy. We don't have any 4230s. Get the fuck out. We know you're gonna cuff those 30s, you little shit.
So I would go into work at Hollister, and I'd forget to wear deodorant sometimes. And they had these giant spray bottles of cologne, and I'll be like, this whole place smells like this shit. I'm just going to spray it under my armpits, and that's what I did.
Oh, of course. You can't
So-
smell anything else in that store. I mean, I'm sure if you work there, you like get used to it. But me as the
You get that
consumer,
nose
it's
blind.
like, damn.
Well, they want you to care so bad about like every little thing, like how the shirts are folded and
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
it's
that.
image.
But you're getting paid minimum wage, and it's like,
I know.
who cares about this? Like,
Exactly.
who cares?
Imagine, so I worked at Hot Topic. Imagine like trying to talk the kids that
I
want to work
remember
at Hot
that.
Topic into like folding T-shirts nicely. They'd be like, "Are you
I think
No,
they
dude,
expected
fuck
everybody
you.
to like work there just for like the discounts or something like that. And
Yeah, I liked Talk Topic back then. Like, I
Dude.
thought it was cool that you
Back
worked there.
then-
Hot Topic was still a cool.
When
Cool
it
place.
first opened up, it was like, oh, cool shit that I'm into.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only problem with it is it was like way overpriced for the time.
I worked there in the like early 2000s, and it was a weird time to work there because like a lot of people were buying those weird pants that had like all the strappy deals on them,
Huh.
and like 10 million people coming in a day to buy Fall Out Boy T-shirts and shit.
Yeah.
It was a
It's
rough
better than
time.
the assholes that buy the fucking Misfits tees and don't have any idea what it means.
I like Halloween.
Right.
Oh, you like the song? No, it's my favorite holiday.
I do have a lot of Misfit tees, but sometimes I feel shame wearing them now.
Why?
Didn't you go as Jerry I'm sorry,
Are you-
Doyle one time to show off your abs one time?
I did. I've made like a couple of them into like cut-offs where I cut off like half of the shirt. But I did wear one for Halloween, and was a Misfit. Why do I have shame sometimes?
Yeah.
Well, just look into Michael Graves a little bit.
Okay, no. Let me stop you
He's
there.
like
Let me stop you there.
hardcore
Let me stop you there.
right-wing, isn't he?
He's super proud boy. It's a problem. Yeah, it's a super. And he's been.
Oh,
You
boy.
ruined the Misfit. You
No,
ruined
he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he
At least
didn't.
his-
No, he didn't.
His maybe some of his stuff.
Agreed.
He's not with the band anymore, right?
No, fuck no. He was
But-
in for 2
And
albums
he
and then
hasn't
fucked
been.
off.
But I still liked. I mean, I still
He was on Famous
appreciated his
Monsters.
There's
stuff.
a whole-
like Famous Monsters was great. I loved it.
I did too. It's
But
my favorite.
Jimmy,
When he-
you would maybe like to look into. There's a whole like
I've heard-
Jimmy.
legal
Go
procedures
into it,
with
dude.
it's like he's allowed to play certain songs, they're allowed to play certain songs. It's,
But
yeah.
when he came out like
It's complicated.
as like a supporter like the Proud Boys, I was like, come on, dude. If you're gonna do that, at least keep
well,
it
he
under
grew
wraps.
up as a rich kid, so,
I
so
know,
he
but
doesn't know
keep
the
it under
difference.
wraps. Like, don't ruin it.
But
for
people like that don't
everyone.
understand that. All they know is their lifestyle that they've had.
It sucks. It's fucking disappointing. And
Yes.
but you can't blame the Misfits. And the early Misfits shit is always the best Misfits shit, and we all know that.
And the thing is, like, it's one thing if he was like, oh, he was a conservative. It's like, all right, fucking whatever. But if like you're a Proud Boy, dude.
No,
like,
dude, he
God
came out
damn.
as like full on alt right. So it's not the like I lived in Texas for 10 years, and there's nothing wrong with being a conservative person.
Right,
Have at it,
right.
Haas. But like, I don't know why I qualified that with the I lived in Texas for 10 years.
No, it makes
But-
sense.
It adds up.
It measures up.
I'm absolutely not a conservative, but the fucking why do you have to be that? Why do you have to go like, oh, I want to be on that team? It's always so weird for me when people come out and go like, I want to be on that team. It's like, dude, you like.
And I'm pretty sure like other members of the Misfits are kind of conservative. I always heard that Jerry Only was kind of.
Yeah, but even if you want to, don't like come out like and ruin your
And be like, I think
image.
January 6th was a
Don't
good
ruin
idea.
your image. You're like one.
No, he was a full on like.
You're one of the most like iconic punk. Again, you guys talked about this before. Being punk is not. That doesn't line up. Like
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. Don't come out and be public with it. Like.
No, I agree.
But also get the fuck out. Like
Yeah.
in this.
But I don't want to know.
Not because you're conservative, but because you're a fucking dickhead, dude. Like it is like everybody that takes shit to extremes needs to just fuck off. And like if you were part of the scene or whatever, and like all these songs people hold so dear, and then you come out to be like a complete piece of shit, fuck off, dude.
That kind of, segues right into my next question. Do you guys think Elon Musk is a cunt?
Oh, that was a good segue.
I'm looking. Yeah, it's not bad. So what's up with him? Because I was like a big champion.
What's
early
up
on.
with Elon Musk?
I was like, this motherfucker is gonna put electric cars all over the roads in America. We're gonna have fucking solar panels on the goddamn roofs of every house in America, and he's gonna have a fucking what was it, like a fucking hyperloop or some shit?
Yeah, I believe so.
That sounded fucking badass. Dude's making flamethrowers. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. And then out of nowhere, he just starts acting like a fucking dickhead. And I'm sorry, Twitter is fucking stupid as fuck.
Twitter ruined him.
It really did. It's like, dude, why would you want to get involved with this bullshit? I would not want to be in like the fucking news cycle 24/7 as like a fucking villain.
Yeah, he went Michael Graves whenever he got Twitter.
Same thing. It's like, what the fuck? What do you think? Somebody else say something.
I mean, I think there's not a lot of CEOs out there who are actually engineers and like are can understand the technology behind the products that they represent. I'm kind of agnostic toward Elon Musk. Like, I think there's a price you
We
pay
got a
for
full-on agnostic front here.
being out in the spotlight and like putting
Great
your
band, by
opinions
the way.
out there, and anyone who is out in the spotlight putting like very like specific opinions out there, they're going to get a lot of criticism in one way or another. I think like whatever happens with what he decides to do is the ultimate judge of whether he's actually being smart or just being ridiculous. I don't know. I think he said some stupid shit too, but I don't really pay too much attention to it, to be honest.
It's the only problem I have with the whole deal, the whole thing. And I kind of like Jimmy said, I kind of champion the dude at first too, and I find him like interesting and entertaining.
He's intriguing.
Yeah, for sure.
He is, and I still want to be champion.
And he's a beast
you know?
and everything, but like I don't give a fuck about a lot of stuff. But like I just wish his attempts at burns on Twitter, I wish they were better. Like, do fucking better, dude. Like, he was like, oh, blah blah blah's a crybaby. It's like, do better, dude. Do fucking better. You own this bitch, and that's the best you can do. You can fuck around and make as many characters in there as you want. You own this bitch. Like, do fucking better.
The thing that drives me crazy is he's supposed to be like the ultimate free speech guy, and then you hear just yesterday he just threw off a bunch of people, journalists that criticized him. It's like, shut the fuck up, you like hypocritical asshole. I don't buy it. I mean, again, I want to champion him, but like,
yeah,
I think the whole
weird
Twitter
because
thing's a debacle.
I don't know, like Brian said, like I don't pay like a whole lot of attention to what anybody's doing,
either.
But like I always thought he was kind of a cool dude for like, you know, he's obviously very intelligent, and you know all this, you know, spaceships and electric cars and all that shit and whatever else this motherfucker did.
He like sold off all of his millions and millions and millions in property and lives in like this tiny house that's like $3
billion worth or something.
Yeah, like he's a fucking neat dude and shit, but I don't know. I don't fuck with Twitter any goddamn way, so.
I don't either, and I don't
either.
Yeah.
I really don't know too many people that do.
Agreed. Fuck Twitter.
I have it for the pod.
Oh yeah, never mind. Don't fuck Twitter. Get at us
you
on.
You can find us on Twitter. Maybe until like this comes out.
We are now banned from Twitter.
Oh, you can be verified, by the way, for like $15.
Yeah, you have to pay.
there
You have
you
to pay
go.
to be verified.
But it's only $15.
That's not that bad.
In this economy?
No. Fuck that. I would
Come on.
never pay for
Yeah,
it.
I don't know. I don't have
Put the
like,
word out to all the dwellers out there, man. Just
I don't
for the
have like a
donation.
heavy opinion about Elon. Like I guess he's just been saying some really weird stuff.
It's just nerve-wracking, you know. If I owned stock in Tesla, I'd be fucking real concerned right now. Their stock has fallen in half in like the last
Paul owns
fucking
a good
6
bit.
months.
I thought they were going to the moon.
No, not this year. Not this year. They're getting fucking hammered right now. I mean, market. in
Remember
general
that
is-
time when Elon? This is just. I love like the. I'm sorry, I'm like full on leading into you. Yeah, I know, but
He's,
we
like,
haven't
balls
seen each other in a
deep
while.
So,
I'm like,
yeah,
totally
this is hot,
blowing you.
dude.
Just
Uh,
how the
super
sausage is made.
yeah.
Rob and Brandon are sharing a microphone, so Rob's doing a lot of leaning.
Oh yeah, I'm
Leaning
all up
in.
on him right now. All up on him. So remember whenever he threw those like big ass ball bearings out the window of the fucking truck
Yeah.
and busted that shit? Oh, I love that
'cause it
shit.
w-
You guys remember that shit?
Because it wasn't supposed to break.
It was supposed to be like bulletproof or some shit. It's like he's like Just straight up first like limp wristed
And he
pitch.
was like, okay, well, it didn't shatter.
All awkward and robotic and shit.
So what do you think about the
Yeah.
Kanye West debacle? Because I can't stop hearing about that too, and it's driving me crazy.
I mean, he's obviously just needs some mental help.
I just think it's a mental health
He
thing,
needs
right?
some help.
for like,
I think that's just mental.
but like at this
I
point in
agree
his life,
with all
like
you guys.
he's made so much money, and like he sits on this throne of capitalism.
You have all the money in the world.
It is
and
impressive.
if you're not
And
taking your
I
meds,
think once you get to that point, though, like, who's gonna tell you to get help?
Have
Who
you guys-
are you even gonna listen to?
Have you seen how he like is spinning it though? Like he's so impressive. He's kind of like one of those those weeble wobble things. They wobble but they don't fucking fall. Like the dude, no matter what, still makes money. The dude, no matter what, like can like turn like.
yeah, once
go
you're
from
that
sugar to
once
shit
you're
and back
that
to sugar
big,
fast.
you don't really have to do too much
But
to make
he
money.
basically like was like, oh well, look, it essentially like the Balenciaga thing with the whole like S&M thing with the little kids. Have y'all checked that out at all?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
pretty
even-
weird.
I don't even know what you're saying.
So Balenciaga, I believe, they're like high fashion clothing company that's like real popular in hip hop music and stuff like that.
Okay.
And Kanye was like a big part of them, designer and stuff like that. I believe they've been around for kind of a while. Well, they ended up having like a recent like photo shoot and whatnot come out and like this media pack and shit, and it had pictures of little kids in like this like real scummy kind of like spray painted up room and shit, and they're holding teddy bears that are like in S&M gear, and then there's like pictures on the ground and they're all weird, and then there's also a flyer. Yeah, like this is all connected
It's
to.
pretty weird. I don't know if there were kids involved.
No,
but
there's kids in the picture. There's kids
Are
in the
there?
picture holding
I
the
don't-
bears for sure.
Yeah, I don't like.
I
this.
saw the S&M
I don't like
bears.
this at all.
It's creepy, dude.
So
it's creepy.
so then like there's like case files like laid out in the picture in the background, and if you zoom in on it, it's for something that Jimmy could definitely explain better, but I don't really know what to say. But basically it's like something about how child porn is like legal in some way, shape, or form as long as it's within these parameters or whatever. It wasn't child porn. Maybe it was like naked pictures of kids are legal, but not.
Something
something like
If
that.
it's art, you
Right.
can like play it off as art.
And that was in the background of the pictures.
Like the Nirvana baby.
Basically,
Yeah. So like it was all this creepiness, and then like it had like all this darkness or whatever that came to it. But Kanye, being Kanye, kind of turned around and was like, "Look, you guys didn't want to fuck with me anymore. You dropped me whenever I said all this anti-Semitic shit," because he's out of his goddamn tits for saying all that shit too. And then he's like, "Oh, now look at you! Like shit came full fucking circle. Like as soon as they dropped him."
Did it though?
Well, yeah, because as soon as they dropped him, right after, like, he wasn't involved in any of the money, he was completely separate from him, is whenever this shit went down with the pictures and whatnot, with the little kids and all the rapiness and whatnot to it.
Weird.
Ew.
Wait. Wait.
That's
Oh,
exactly. That's the only appropriate
so,
reaction.
Okay. So he was involved with this company beforehand.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then when all
yeah,
this-
and the whole fashion deal he was.
The only people that I really fault in this whole Kanye West thing are the people that are still interviewing him. Like, this dude's having a fucking mental breakdown. Stop interviewing him.
shit's going sideways. He just did Alex Jones recently.
Oh god.
That's
yeah.
it. He was like
Hold on,
freaking out
hold
Alex
on.
Jones.
Yeah, he
No,
full on,
what?
but yeah,
Yeah.
he full on like
he
like
went bananas on the
he-
banana?
yeah.
Dude, when you're freaking out Alex Jones,
When Alex Jones was like, "Oh, now hold on a second, we can't be saying things like that," like it's just like when you fucking make that dude blush, it's a whole fucking separate.
I'm like,
And he was there
I'm
in a full-on,
completely
like,
out of the news cycle, so this is news to me.
See, the only reason I know this stuff is because of other podcasts and shows, like
I have an office job.
Andrew Schultz and stuff like that. I always watch like his podcasts and like any of that kind of shit, and it randomly throws up with the algorithm and whatnots. And there's video of him on fucking Alex Jones, and Alex Jones is just like, now, wait a minute, we can't, like,
he was just
That's
basically
incredible.
saying, dude, he was basically
now, are you
saying,
sure
like,
you want to
Hitler-
say that to millions of people? Like, he's like, fucking, listen, I just got in all kinds of trouble because of Sandy Hook. Like, let's definitely not fucking.
He's basically
say
saying
too
that like
much.
Hitler was a good person. He had like good qualities and stuff like that. Like real fucked up shit.
Yeah, like full on just.
So here's another segue.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
So it's Christmas coming up.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is technically our Christmas podcast.
Yeah, this is our Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to all of the dwellers out there. Whatever you celebrate, we love you.
Yeah, or if you don't celebrate anything, that's cool too,
Yeah, l'chaim.
That's a celebration within itself.
right? I mean, you can still, do the traditional stuff. But my question for everybody, and I think we've answered this on the podcast before, but do you guys have any memorable gifts all time? Mine was when I was like,
Good
just
or
to give you an example.
Good or bad?
When I was like 5, I got surprised with the original Nintendo. Blew my fucking world away.
Oh
Nice.
shit, son, that's awesome.
Hasn't been topped since.
Now I have a memory that's tied to the original. My brother got it for Christmas one year, and by proxy, that was one of the best Christmases ever.
So, and for example, a funny memory of a gift for me was since I was into BMX riding, my mother got me a shirt that said DMX Rough Riders.
What? That's amazing.
Yeah.
God rest his soul. What a funeral procession that man had.
Dude, his Christmas carols are the fucking best. Do yourself a favor. out
I've
there.
never heard.
Rudolph.
I have
Rudolph,
heard
no
Rudolph.
reindeer.
What?
Man, DMX was great. So entertaining.
The best. Rest in peace, dude. That guy was amazing.
Brandon, Brian, you guys have any memorable Christmas gifts? Good or bad or funny?
It's tough to think back, but a snowboard.
That's a good one.
That's definitely a good one.
Oh, dude, when we got Nintendo 64, that was a game
Little
changer.
gold knife for fucking until the whole
Mario
Christmas
Kart.
break.
Yeah.
I got we got a PS5 all wrapped up for the boys this Christmas.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, nice.
We're balling.
That's what I play.
That is a solid one.
Anybody play any Rocket League?
My son does. You
Okay. All right.
want his tag?
Cool guy.
He's
Cool
a pretty
guy.
cool guy.
Oh, good, because Brian, Godish, and Nick Benzavanga play all the time.
Rocket
Yep.
League's fun. If you don't know Rocket League, you're basically playing soccer with
I had to
with
ask
race
him
cars.
what it was when we went to the show. I was like, "What is this shit you guys play?"
It's soccer with race
Yeah.
cars.
I probably spend about $20 or $30 a month on Rocket League, actually.
Oh, that's not
Oh,
bad
yeah?
though.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
pretty cool. On what? Like upgrades and shit like that?
Yeah, it's just stupid shit. Like, it's basically just like the car you have. Like, it doesn't change how well you can play, so it's pretty much so my friends can like see it.
It's just
Like, oh, dude, you
Fuck
got
that,
a
it's
new
worth
car
it.
or whatever.
To
get a
You're a
kick out of
grown
it.
up, dude. You work for your monies.
No,
But man,
I get that because my boys play Fortnite, of course, and like we don't spend as much as we used to, like when it first came out. But like the V-Bucks, the amount of money we've given Epic Games, like just from me alone, Epic Games should be a millionaire. I'm sure they are. And it's funny because all you're doing is buying. They call them skins, which is basically just new characters. And like, there's no like, it doesn't enhance your game at all. It's just your
Yep.
appearance.
Yep.
It's all about
waste.
the appearance.
Yeah, biggest waste of money.
You guys have any funny Christmas stories?
Nope.
Go ahead, dude.
I don't know if we talked about this on the. Excuse me, I'm eating these very fine foods that Robert
Refreshments.
provided us, and they are caramel M&Ms, and they're all caramel. It's very chewy, but
Great for spoken word.
one we might have brought this up on a previous episode, but it's appropriate now. When myself, Chuck, and Rob worked as custodians at
Oh my God.
10th Street, and we worked in the summers. You had to scrape the desks of gum and clean the walls,
Free spray on the gum. Took
Yeah.
it right off.
replace all the light bulbs in every room.
Blow them up in the dumpster.
But again, the whole time while we're working, we're listening to like pop punk emo shit that we enjoyed. So it was again greatest job I had as like
I still have
a
that.
teenager.
I still have the mix CD.
Yeah,
that
I
you
made it.
Ode to the Janitors.
I made Ode to the Janitors, like a mix of awesome shit. It had like great pop punk bands on there, but
It was a real good mix.
It was a great mix.
We're talking Millencolin, Dashboard.
some Punchline.
Yeah.
Everything was on there. But
I'll have to get. I'm gonna. Excuse the interruption. I'm gonna
Yes,
get
sir.
a track list, and we'll make a playlist for
yeah,
that.
bring it back. As far as Christmas stories goes, we had the privilege of being in the boiler room.
Oh, this was always coming. By the way, I saw Patsy. I didn't say hi. But I saw the one like head janitor guy. I probably shouldn't say his name, but the dude was always like tough as shit. And
You
like,
can just call him Patsy.
it was Patsy, and he always rocked like sleeveless shirts. He was a big old Dago dude with big push broom mustache.
A real alpha.
Real
A
alpha.
real alpha.
Fucking kids these days ain't worth a shit. Know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
But I saw him at Community Market. That is all.
So we would go when it was, first thing in the morning. And again, we worked.
6 a.m. start. I
Yeah,
think?
we're working 6 a.m. start as teenagers, so give us some
all
credit.
summer long.
Give us
40
some credit.
40 hours a week.
We're working
Yeah.
full time
And
jobs.
I don't think
as
any of us
teenagers.
hardly ever like called off or anything,
No.
unless we had like a family
You know why?
vacation.
Because we got to hang out with our buddies.
Because it was awesome. We hung
It was
out with each
incredible.
other. We listened to punk rock and pop punk, and we frickin' did our jobs.
Howard Stern in the mornings.
Yeah, but that boiler room.
That's why.
That boiler room was the only time we interacted with some of the older custodians who were lifers.
Before they let us out on
They
our
were
own.
so interesting. Like being a teenager, they were so gnarly to be around, to see like the different personalities and like getting to work around them, and like some of them were so fucking nice.
It's a real dose
so
of
nice.
like reality, like the different personalities you get in the world.
Right, and we had nicknames for them all.
Cat ear.
Unbeknownst to them, we had Cat Ear, who had like part of his ear missing, and
So the one guy there.
He looked like an alley cat who had been like in like way too many fights. He was
Yes.
missing part of his ear.
Yeah, his name
Fingers
was
were fucked
yeah.
up, I believe.
We won't do last names, but his name was Al.
And he was a sweetheart. He was
And-
awesome.
Oh, he was absolutely one of the nicest there, and
it was a gem.
yeah, but like it's something about his ear was all fucked up, so we nicknamed it was like a stray cat like hanging out on a fence or something, so we called him Cat Ear. And then the guy Rob was talking about earlier he went by Butch, but somehow we found out that his
I remember.
the name that his mother gave him was Patsy. And I think he heard us mutter that once or twice, and he did not like it.
So bringing it back to the Christmas story, one of the men that had the most epic deliveries of a story was Solly.
Oh.
Now this.
Well,
Sully
Brandon
was a legend.
Brandon says
now,
it was
yeah,
Solly.
we have a disagreement on who delivered this story, but I think it was Solly.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 99.9% sure it was Cat Ear.
I think you're wrong.
It was definitely Sully. I remember it. Sully.
And then BA used to sing the Miss America song. Aren't they both lovely?
Yeah, they were lovely though.
Aren't they both wonderful? Larry and Cat Ear.
So Larry was Solly. I'm glad you remember that.
I'll never forget that.
But again, we had a freaking. I was a janitor for a year in the summer. Then I went to be I got my like certification, did the training to be a lifeguard for a year. I did that. Then I went back to be a lifeguard the next year, and I was like, screw this.
This
I was
isn't
like,
fun.
This is not fun. Like, okay, I get to sit up here and like collect a paycheck, but I was like, I want to go back to being custodian, like hang out with my dudes.
Yeah,
and,
I did it for 3 summers.
and listen to punk rock. So I quit being a lifeguard to go back to it my senior year of high school. But one of the most epic Christmas stories we heard from, again, I thought it was Solly. Chuck thinks it was Cat Ear.
We digress.
Either way, it was a great story. We're down in the boiler room. Let me set the stage here. At lunchtime, we ate in the boiler room. Now, Sully had his own chair, and you didn't sit in it.
No. It was right next
He would-
next to the rocket fuel,
He'd shake his
which is
finger
what he
at
called
you
coffee.
if you sat in his chair and be like, "You don't do that."
No, we had to sit in a dark corner.
Now, Sully was awesome. He had a lazy eye, a couple fingers that were off kilter,
Nails that were crazy.
nails that were out of whack.
He could have performed surgery with those fucking
It
things.
was like,
man.
you remember Esteban from the infomercials?
There was a reason for those. He could peel gum off without any of the free
Yeah.
stuff.
It was a goddamn tool.
But he told us a story about how
My life got Sorry.
around Christmas time, he went into the bathroom, and again, they had, so like when you walked in, they had like an entryway where there was a tree, like, you know, ornaments, garland, the whole 9 yards. What you have in your house around Christmas time, lit up
Decorations.
decorations. And he goes into the bathroom, and there's a turd in the middle of the floor with garland around it and a light bulb.
Tinsel.
Tinsel and a light bulb right in the middle of the turd. And he had to clean it up. And we just thought this was the greatest thing we'd ever heard. Now,
Yeah, imagine hearing that as a 15-year-old.
Right.
I would
Now-
have lost my
He's
fucking
old.
mind.
And he's old and gray and he was my neighbor. He was awesome.
worn down.
Worn down, but he was super nice. I mean, you imagine working around elementary school kids all the goddamn
Ugh.
time, especially like our generation. We were dicks.
Yeah.
But he was really sweet.
Because in grade school we did a thing called Sully Search,
yes.
and we were all
yeah.
terrified of this man.
We were afraid of him. There was a little opening in the gate where you could sneak through. And we would sneak into the school from the playground and go search for him. And our thing was like, if you hear the keys a jingling, you best
Better
run.
Don't come
And
a-mingling.
and then you yell scatter and you just run.
Now, for those at home, think the Shovel Slayer from Home Alone. That's
Oh,
Sully.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best way to describe it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly it.
Because you know,
Could have been the same guy.
It
because
could've
Kevin's
been.
terrified of him this whole time. Nicest guy in the fucking world.
He was awesome.
was him 1,000,000%.
He was awesome, and he taught us all kinds of, I don't know if it was valuable things, but he was cool as shit. We liked him.
That's it.
Merry Christmas, turd with tinsel.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Heard the and guess what? Being a
Merry Christmas,
teacher
Merry.
in a public school, guess what boys still do? Poop on the floor.
I don't understand how that's a thing. That's crazy
Still
to
a
me.
thing.
I made it my entire childhood without pooping on the floor.
Ever.
I don't
I've
understand how
never
that
done
happened.
None of
anything
us
like
did it
that.
because you're not. It takes a special individual, but there's
But
they're
there's at
still
least
out.
one in
They're
every.
still out
in
there.
every
We
you
have
know.
one.
they're still out
I don't
there.
remember that. Like,
I feel like you mean special like the classes I was in school.
but I don't remember anybody really doing that in Riverview.
So that would be like your.
In our class, maybe we were lucky,
We were turdless.
but they are out there.
I
They're
can't.
Without
still
a
out
doubt.
there.
Yeah, I can't.
So-
In our class, I can't think of anybody I would name for this. Brian has somebody.
One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. So I was on the cross country team with Ty Brooks my senior year.
Oh, I
And-
think I've heard this.
and
but
this
go on.
this dude was ballsy as hell. I mean, and he liked to do like poop stuff. Like he
loved him some poop.
he really did. And so so
I've heard of butt stuff.
so you know I thought he was funny, and we would hang out on the cross country team, like, and so we were sitting on the bus coming back from a meet, and and like after cross country, like they would have cookies and stuff that you could eat because like you're burning all these calories, so
Replenish.
replenish, yeah. So he sits in between the two seats, and he takes a dump into one of these cookie trays.
Oh my god.
And he goes, and I'm sitting in the seat in front of him, and he goes, Brian, look. He pulls out this cookie tray with a giant turd on it, and so at this point it's starting to smell really bad because you're in a bus and like there's no airflow or anything, and so people are starting to look back and like make these faces and stuff. And he goes to me, oh shit. He opens the window so nonchalantly and just throws this dump in the cookie tray.
Wait. Run that back.
Okay.
Did he bare hand that thing?
Well,
No,
he had
he
it
ripped
in
that
the
up?
tray.
He ripped
He
the
didn't
gator
touch
up?
it. He didn't touch the turd at all. He
Yeah.
had
Oh,
the
okay.
whole
Okay.
tray
So
out the
he
window.
littered, but there's a good reason for it.
He littered, yep. And I just remember watching the cookie tray and the turd.
Gonna
just
say the savagery
thrown
of
out
this
the
young
window.
man.
Oh my God, he was not afraid of anything, man. Like getting in trouble or whatever, and he got in trouble a lot for sure.
So there's,
You know what?
There's
That
always
doesn't
people
sound
like
crazy
that.
To me. That sounds right on brand for this person. I just thought you were gonna tell me he grabbed the gator by the fucking neck, dude, and just threw the turd out the window. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this kid is fucking. He's either
Savage.
doing time or a professional stand-up comic
Yeah,
now.
dude,
At this
I
point.
remember that name, but I can't remember like the face. But I remember that name.
I remember that
He
name
was
too.
in high school. Maybe he's a CEO now.
No, that's true. That's a valid point.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
We all did stuff in high school.
Or maybe
For
he's
sure.
still shitting on cookie trays. Who
Yeah, he
knows?
could be. He could be doing that.
Steve,
We're not here to judge. Yeah.
That's what he's into. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I had on my list, by
At
the
least
way.
he threw it out the window.
That's very true.
All right, so I think we're ready for Little BA to throw some songs here. We're gonna pause the recording.
Brian Allison.
Now, are these all originals?
He said he thought it was cool to be called Little BA.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
Are these all originals?
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
We got some OGs.
I can play one or two or whatever.
Well, whatever
but,
you want to play. Yeah, we'll pause the recording here. We'll get you set up however you want, and we'll be back at you in a minute.
Chuck's gonna fluff them up.
Yeah, I'm gonna fluff. Once again, Brian Allison.
And the world spins as the summer comes to an end, and the leaves turn and begin their descent. Smell the fire floats through my window and ignites a fuel that's running through my blood. Land we've come so far, the fire that brought us to where we are is burning within me, and the world spins as the sun burns out. We recover from last year's run through hell, and the cancer that filled our guts with fear until Brett was born. He replenished our hearts. Land we've come so far, the fire that brought us to where we are is burning within me. Hold our heads up high, 'cause It's a new day when you're following your heart. You know what? Any problem can be solved. Hey, it's a new day when you're following your heart. You know what? Any problem can be solved. Land come so far, the fire that brought us to where we are is burning within me. Hold our heads up high, 'cause I know everything will be alright. So go ahead, dim the lights, dim the lights.
Yeah.
I fucked up a little bit there, but thank you.
Awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes. That's the one.
Middle finger was clutching my thumb through the park and over McDougal. The torches were blazing above our street, just out from the sky. Casey stepped with Anna off the curb. His shoes were clogs. Did you see? Did you see? Yeah. Dipped in that puddle, the one catching green. We were tripping up, slipping around, singing Rosie. And oh, 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 wanted to pull you down. Roll on top of me, baby, yeah, just roll, roll, roll. Oh, we'll wreck our clothes, we'll scrape our knees, we'll taste the scabs. You and sweet our work these next 4 months until I bail out. Yeah, kiss behind your ears, drive up in the van. Oh my God, I think I'm dying in this car seat where we spent through winter. I don't know if I could go again. I don't know if I'm through with you. I don't know if I could go. I don't know if I'm not through with you. Woo!
Damn.
One more.
And once again, Brian Allison.
Dude, you can cut one of these out. Just like pick whichever one's the best. Just throw that in there. So.
Yeah, they're all gonna be there, buddy.
All right.
This is the best content we've ever had. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with us.
All right. So. So.
Feeling stronger now, the sun is burning through the clouds. No matter who you are, the world can really shake you up, but nothing's gonna bring me down. Some battles people fight are out there for the world to see. The ones that I have fought have taken place inside of me, but I don't want no sympathy, because I kept on fighting, have been for the past 2 years of my life. Now here I am, still burning bright. And I got some fire inside, so let me help you dry your tears and light the fuse inside your ears. When you struggle and your thoughts pull you towards giving up, but if you do, who knows, it might take only one more push till you come through the other side. And people judge others based only on what they perceive. You can't define yourself based only on what people see. They don't know what you got inside. And I kept on fighting, have been for the past 2 years of my life. Now here I am, still burning bright. And I got some fire inside, so let me help you dry your tears and light the fuse inside your ears. Got something worth fighting for, a song your soul is singing. Your eyes are lit and your heart is burning, your heart is burning, and hey, you got something you believe in, a tune your heart is beating to, and you feel it building, you feel it building up inside you, and hey, something worth fighting for, a song your soul is singing. Your eyes are lit, your heart is burning, and hey, you got something you believe in, a tune your heart is beating to, and you feel it building up inside you, and I kept on fighting, have been for the past 2 years of my life. Now here I am, so burning bright. And I got some fire inside, so let me help you dry your tears and light the fuse inside your ears.
Thanks, guys.
Cram it. It's incredible.
Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight for our first live musical performance from the one and only Brian Allison, affectionately referred to as Little BA. Thank you, Brian, for being here. Would you like to plug your YouTube or anything?
My Life Symphony on YouTube. That's my YouTube.
That's his YouTube, folks. Look up My Life Symphony. We'll put a link in somewhere in our Facebook and Twitter pages. I'm going to speak for Jimmy and Rob, saying that's Jimmy, that's Rob. I'm Chuck. Thank you, Brandon, also for being here and for bringing your little brother. It's been a great time as usual. Check out all our usual podcast friends, McSauce, Fireside Chat, Pod Rock, and Case in Point. Those guys are all awesome. And we'll see you next time, or we'll hear you next. You'll hear us next time. We won't see anybody. Okay. Love you. Bye. We hope this finds you well, I think is what I say.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
All right.
Wait.
With an eye on a train to New York, car 1399. There's a guy with a quarter in his ear, and I've seen Lincoln only once in the past 2 months. His head is sticking up a little in the front. Yeah, he's losing it just a bit. When I get home tonight, I'll miss him in Hampshire, yeah. It's classic, the way he writes in purple pen, the way his collar falls to the left. Have you seen his ankles lately? Yeah. No, he's next to me. I feel nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah, dude. That's perfect.
When I get home tonight, I'll miss him in Hampshire. Get back on the train. Back on the train.
Something like that. We almost.
I still can't play that whole thing. There's some weird shit in there they do. Yeah,
How
it's
long
weird.
he carries those notes though is
Dude, Chuck, that was impressive, man. Like that was perfect.
Honestly, it's
asthma.
I'm a lifelong asthma sufferer, so I've learned to strengthen my lungs.
I don't know, dude. I can't hit that note.
But how long he carries those notes in the actual songs